Hey folks, this is BestInSlot. Welcome back to our Jurassic World Evolution 2 park tours. Today we're going to check out Fossil K by Shroom Coaster, possibly the best park I've ever seen in Jurassic World Evolution 2. Heavily modded, but uses those mods to create brand new ideas, brand new things we've never seen before. It's all really neat and tidy, and it's got tons of new ideas, and it's just really, really cool. So I'm going to link it down below if you want to check it out for yourselves, or at the very least go give Shroom Coaster some love over on the Nexus. And let's check it out. So, first thing you'll notice actually is that it's not even on the default land. What they've done is they've flattened everything and they've built this little island off their own out in the middle of the ocean, which is a really fun idea. You can see some of the remnants of that over there at the side, some remnants of the land that was here. So I think this means that this is the Isla Sorna map for Jurassic World 3, right? Because this would be your typical airstrip where the Spinosaurus would be in my beloved Jurassic World 3. So the park is mainly meant to be viewed via a tour vehicle, so we're going to do that in a little bit. We're going to do like a brief overview. Pretend you're in a helicopter. You're getting a helicopter tour. That's what helicopters sound like. And we're going to check out the walking parts of the island, and then we'll do a tour as well. So there we go. I'm inside you. Wait. Where are you? Okay, cool. Let's go. Where are you going? Where are you going? Oh no. Oh, yeah, there we go. So, where you would arrive, or where you're meant to, just had to turn weather off and wait out the storm for a second there. So, where you would arrive, we've got this lovely little airstrip down here. We've got the, you'd say the terminal sort of built into the wall over here as well. And this I really like. You can't actually walk on it as far as I can tell, but it's pretty cool. It's a nice idea. We've got this ramp here, and we don't really have staircases and stuff in Evolution. So, they've taken the shipping container decoration and they've built like a ramp up through the rock, and that would take you through the central park gates like so. And you enter the main part of the park. So you got your visitor center. Again, all really, really neat, really, really tidy on the pathwork and on the fence work using Cryogenics. Really cool new little fences, little display areas over here at the side. And you walk forward, you've got loads of shops and stuff, of course. You've got hotels, and you've got your big central sort of lake sort of area. It feels like a Disney-themed area of a park, like a tropical dinosaur-themed area for a park, which I really like. I love this central lake over here in the middle with our two new, our Alamosaurus and our Tyrannosaurus Rex skeleton. Battling, well, not really battling each other, kind of doing a tango of some form. Well, again, really neat. It looks really nice with the foliage and really well made. So you can head along, little restaurant areas, stuff like that. And then this is my favourite part of this first bit. They've got the aviary over here, but as you can see, the aviary's been tilted and sunk into the ground a little bit on this right-hand side. You can see the left bit there. That's usually what you'd see above ground usually, but covered that in a little bit of rock, and it just creates this really arty, really cool looking kind of thing. I'll just show you this very briefly if we hop over here. Galeria d'Observation. En français? Mademoiselle? Show view? Sorry, one sec. Whenever we go down to ground level, it's because we're inhabiting the body of somebody who's down there on the ground level rather than our godly view. So, there we go. Right, so this is what it looks like inside. I think that looks fantastic. That's really cool. It works fine. We've got Dimorphodons there. We've got some Pteranodons as well, I believe, and they're being contained, no problem whatsoever. You can see the zip lines moving over in the distance, but they're being contained. The viewing area works absolutely fine, but it creates this really cool, arty, Novo kind of thing. We've got this display in the middle as well, telling you what you're looking at. It might be just Dimorphodons, I don't see anything else. But yeah, I love that idea. I'm stealing that idea, to say the least. Right. So it's kind of chill central area. Got a little arrival point over here. Lots of just little decorations and lights and just nice, really neat, tidy walking area. Lots of things to see everywhere. This is something I'm still trying to get better at. It's just, having stuff everywhere in a way that looks natural. Having loads of little side paths like this is such a big deal, and it really makes it feel like a real place, Oh, what's going on here? Is that an exhibit? I hear a dinosaur. Wait, is there a dinosaur inside it? Oh, they've built like a little, oh, that's awesome. It's like a, like a mini exhibit in Planet Zoo or something like that. There's probably like an invisible fence in there or something, although this might contain things, naturally. You can see that they can move through the glass in the middle, which is a bit of a shame, but it's meant to be, a mini exhibit like in Planet Zoo or something like that for your Compsognathus. Love that idea as well. I have to steal that as well. This is what I mean. This is, if you ever want, if you're a modded park builder, I'm sure there's some for non-modded as well. And you hear, just look how neat this looks as well with these little side bits leading you onto there. I love that. But if you're looking for ideas, this is the most cram full of ideas park I've ever seen. It's absolutely wild. It really is. And yeah, so that's the initial area, your little bit. And I love how, you know, close it sits to the edge there of their custom-made island and stuff like that. As I say, most of the park, though, is meant to be viewed via a tour vehicle. Recorrido del Parco. Sort of. Let's go. Are we at the start? I think we're at the start. This looks promising. So, let's do a little tour. What do you think they got in there, King Kong? Don't know why I'm doing the voice. It's not really the voice, but what we'll do is we'll ride the tour until we get to that. Basically, you go through the tour and then you get to a new rest area where you can walk around, and then you go again. It goes like that on and on. So that's probably what we'll do. I feel like I should swap positions. C. There we go. C. There we go. Ah, keep pressing the wrong button. C. G. There we go. Hello, beautiful. I speak Brachiosaurus. There's a lot of vehicles in the... I don't know what's going on there. There must have been like a hold up at some point. That usually happens because there's a dinosaur in the way and it creates like a bit of a traffic jam, basically. We've got some Parasaurolophuses and some Gallimimus over there. You see the zip line moving overhead, which is pretty sweet. And my favourite part of this build, of course, the reason I found this build in the first place, we were looking at bridges, which we did a video on just last Friday, the modded version of that, which has a lot more control and a lot more sort of variation to it. That is a problem. Let me just see. Is it just a dinosaur? Yes, okay. Hi, let's just, there we go. Let's just pop you out of the way, shall we? Okay, I'm going to have to fly through some vehicles here until we find something. A lot of vehicles. I'm just looking for the paddock that we were just in. Getting a preview of all the amazing stuff we're going to see later on. So many vehicles. Jeez Louise. Okay, there we go. Beautiful. So there's a zip line. There's our brackies. I need your head to pop over the top because that's my favourite point. That's my favourite thing. Always hop into camera mode and have a little poke behind you. Gary! Gary. They're all called, everyone's a Gary except the driver, who shouldn't be there. This is one gripe I have with these things. There shouldn't be a driver. It's on a track. We see in the film that there's no driver. Got our carnival paddock of some description lit up there very nicely. This feels, it's like the original Jurassic Park, but taken in a more tropical direction and also, you know, finished and amped up. But this feels very Jurassic Park right here with this little hill and this little fence over here. Of course, there's a lot of Kyodenics new fences being utilized here because it gives us great variety in fence size more than anything else. You know, this game has a bit of a problem where all the fences are humongous. And I kind of get why, because I think it would be awkward if you could have like a tiny little fence contain a Tyrannosaurus Rex. But when it comes to design and that kind of thing, rather than gameplay, per se, like mechanical gameplay. Oh, something over there. Why is it? Oh, it's Monolophosaurus. Dum, da, dum, da, dum. Okay, looks like we've hit our first stop. Please keep your arms and legs and tongue inside of the vehicle whilst you disembark. Beep, beep. There we go. I love that it does that. Right, so let's have a little look here. This is only a very short area. We're going to head off down that way very soon, but you'd disembark over here. And you'd head your way up here. So let's have a little pokeroo. Just pretend I'm a very tall man. I'm long man come to life. So here we've got a little mountain range. You can see you can look over here at that exhibit we just went through with the brackies and the paras down there along the tour track. We've got a bit of a what's this? Amber mine. Wait, what? Oh, it's an arrival point. Amber mine. I was thinking they built like an indoor track somehow. Could you do that? You could do that with rocks, in theory. You could make an amber... Ooh, that's an idea. You could make, if you use rocks. The problem with the rocks is they tend to, they block movement, but I believe Kyo fixed that, actually. Anyways, if you had rocks above your head, you could build like an underground tour. It would take bloody ages, but you could do it, and then hide the amber decoration under the ground and make like an amber mine tour. That's a fun idea. Anyways, so we're at this mountainside here. There's loads of shops and stuff like that. And if you wanted to get off at this point... you that's so good. You have these twin zip lines, and as you've seen, these take us right down here, down to the first part of the park. So that's the initial part of the park. Tour goes like this, and then you can zip line back down if you so choose. So with that done, we're going to move on to the next part. Actually, let's just check what dinosaurs. Yeah, I don't think we've missed anything so far. Right, let's hop into the next one. Boop. Oh, I didn't realize I sped time up. No, that was perfect. Come back. Come back. Okay, here we go. So, entering the next part. Wait, no. Sorry. I have to have my takeover noise. That signifies me inhabiting the body of Gary. Oh, hello, we've got new people. You're not Gary. You should probably be looking. I guess you're sort of looking good. No, I mean, just staring me out. It's kind of creepy. Right, so we've got a nice open view there on the right, showing us the rest of the park. And then we're crossing over our first bridge. These work really well. They're super neatly done, much neater than I ever managed. And there we go. Look at that. And actually, this is my favourite one, because we're going to wrap under that. You can see it there. How fantastic is that? I know I made a big deal out of this the other day, but it's still such a big deal to me. Yeah, it's just that level of control and being able to make these working proper bridges, I think is absolutely awesome stuff. And I'm unnecessarily excited to drive under it in a second. Anyways, how are y'all doing? How's everyone doing? Everyone feeling sexy? Who we got in this car? We've got Gary. Right, you're Gary. There has to be. Oh my god. Gary, Winona, Arlo, Ray. I've been watching Justified. Okay. Okay, we're going through the tunnel. See, this is kind of. So it does actually work. Look, we can drive through the tunnel. So if you just did loads of rocks, you could make it like you're driving through a cave. I mean, that's great. And then we've got this little sodden area on the left. We've got Pachycephalosauruses on the right, walking together. I really like the combination of the big fence and the small fence as well. That feels very real zoo to me. It feels like what Jurassic Park would be like in this situation. I feel the Pachycephalosaurus could maybe get out, but I don't really care, and it looks so much better, you know? These fence mods, more than most things... I mean, Kyle's brought out a billion fantastic things, including expanded foliage, which just updated today. Which we'll be checking out tomorrow. But the fence mods, I think, may be the biggest deal in terms of just giving a new life to your park, you know, in terms of affecting how it looks. And letting you make things like petting zoos and stuff like that is definitely much more viable with the fence mod. Alright, through we go. There's the bridge above our heads. We've got like these struts at the side, very cool. And this is, I believe, an Acrocanthosaurus. Now, someone has told me that this music is the, like, dino rap or something from the SNES game. I've never played the SNES games or the NES games. It's definitely on my list. We're going to be doing something on that soon. But I never played them. And again, one thing this park does really well that I love, you can see here... Pretend I'm... Oh, wait. What's my character called? Is it Rudiger? Rudiger, myself, I talk in the third person, is a zoo... fiend, likes to analyze zoos and stuff like that. So let's just pretend that's why Rudiger, I'm talking this way. The park utilizes verticality really nicely. You know, being able to see the animal from different heights and angles and stuff like that, I think is a very typical zoo thing as well. So we're going to head down here, and then we should get a nice close-up view of our Acrocanthosaurus exhibit. Yeah, there they go. Running off. Running up that hill. Man. Yeah, I can't remember your name. Are you Raylan? What's going on? Why are you all fuzzy? I don't know. But yeah, I love that. I love that you approach from the height and you can, like, I know that's not a big deal necessarily, but I just love that you can see the height over there and that it's got these multiple levels. Again, it feels real zoo, real safari tour. I spent a lot of time in my life at safari tours. Knowsley Safari Park isn't quite the same. There used to be that bit where you drive through this monkey exhibit and you would park up and the monkeys would tear your car apart, and that's what you went there for. You went there so the monkeys would ruin your car, basically. I think they shut that down, unfortunately, but it was very much my childhood. I'm assuming this music is from the JPOG Music Pack. I know the music's not from JPOG, but I'm assuming that's why I have got it in my game. Right, we've entered our next paddock. We're in a herbivore paddock. See, much more open. We're actually going through the paddock itself. No fences protecting us. Let's see what we've got here. Do you have dinosaurs on your dinosaur tour, right? I can't do accents in case that wasn't immediately clear. What have we got down here? Not seeing anything yet. It's little things like going through these, you know, little fences at the side, mixing things up in that way. And again, the verticality. This is, I could learn so much from this build. Like, unironically, that I've got a lot to learn from this kind of thing. Oh, I see down there. We see a Dryosaurus. Slowly slipping down the hill. Right up there. Oh, no, stop. Yeah, it's Dryosaurus exhibit, so we're going to curl our way down here. I am Rudiger. I like... What does Rudiger like? We need to build Rudiger out as a person. He went to KCL and studied architecture, but dropped out in his second year to pursue his passion of being a professional zoo vlogger. And it hasn't quite worked out yet. He's still living off his inheritance a little bit when his parents died in a tragic blimp accident. But he also talks in the third person, clearly, still. And there's our Dryosauruses. Dryosauridae? Dryosauripods? Okay, I might have to uninstall this music pack, I'm sorry. Don't know what this one is. I assume this is one of the old games as well. I've been wanting to do some... I'm not going to talk about it. But I do have plans for the old SNES games. I was hoping to play the limited run games when they come out. I being Rudiger, of course. But I contribute as Rudiger to the BestInSlot channel. Let's roll with that. But unfortunately, they're not out for a bajillion bloody years. So we kind of have to wait in that regard. What a beautiful morning it is. They're not out till next March or something like that. And I don't really want to wait till March. So we're just going to do some emulation, I think. I love these little rock decorations. She loves them too. Okay, ominous music. There we go. Yeah, just little decos along the way. So we've got these nice points. I don't do this enough as well, I think. Just points between the exhibits, you know? Where you're just driving around, taking in the sights, little decorations, going over a bridge. It's a big bridge, this one. I think this is one over the water. Should be the ocean to the left. Yeah, there we go. Got these Maltese walls as well at the side, as you can see. I love this. It makes me so happy. You can see the bit of the park over there on the right. The ocean over there to the left. A little building over there on the far side as well. I wonder what that's about. Down. Down. It's a little bit bouncy, but there's not much we can do about that. Right, moving on. I'm gonna hide the UI. Just pretend Rudiger, I being Rudiger, of course. That's some slight problem where occasionally he gets a user interface in his face. You know, he just sees user interface details. I think some of us do that. I know I have a habit, if I've been gaming a lot, this is gonna sound super sad. But I have a habit sometimes of attributing gaming mechanics to my real life. Just when I'm like going to sleep at night, I'll think about something and think, oh, I need to level this up. Or it's not that. I can't really remember. It's been a while since it happened. But to the point where I very strongly attribute real world things to a gaming mechanic instead. And then I realized, no, that's not how the real world works. I don't need to get more blood gems or something when if I'm playing a lot of Battlegrounds. I think we are nearly at our next stop. I don't know how many of these there are. I think there's 3 or 4 separate little track bits. We're about to hit stop number 2 or stop number 3, depending on your view on that. Again, these big walls, I mean, shout out to Frontier. A lot of this is only possible, of course, because of their fantastic new decorations, and this one really stands out for that. Fantastic. We can actually build walls for once, you know, that don't look like just pure concrete, so that's great. Right, so this would be your next stop. You'd hop out here, and we're here down by the gigantic lagoon, which has this beautiful, clear ocean sort of water. Is there anything in there? Yep, a single Mosasaurus, which is, I think, what you would probably expect. Loads of space for it to swim around doing its thing. Tons and tons of space. Beautiful, crystal clear ocean waters. Again, you can see those walls being used really cool here at the edges to kind of build a sort of sunken lagoon wall sort of shebang. Looks really, really cool. I don't know how they've done that, actually. That's quite impressive. Because the lagoon itself appears to be sunk down below. I guess this has been risen up. The lagoon's been put in, and then that's been risen up around it, and then they kind of broken the gap with the walls and a little bit of dirt and stuff. You can see it there, yeah. That's a really cool idea, actually, yeah. So that kind of hides the gap that would be there. Usually you'd have this big weird gap in the ground and then you'd have the lagoon, but you fill that with the walls instead. Very, very cool idea. We've got a viewpoint over there. Rudiger, I being Rudiger. I've just hopped into a little helicopter for a ride here. A drone. We're using a drone. There we go. That makes more sense. So you got your little view area there, looking out right above the shark feeder. And yeah, it's quite a small area. This, if we zoom out, there you go. You can see that's the entire thing. Basically, this little stretch over here, just a good way to view the lagoon. And we've also got like little docks over here. Oh, I love that actually. I've not seen that before. A little dock over here, using the containers just to build like a little shipping sort of control area, and then that also leads into the park. And, yeah, very, very cool. Right. So back into the vehicle we go. Hopefully we'll hop into one of these over here. Are we in the right place? I'm trying to see behind me, but it's quite difficult. Oh wait, no. Whoa, sorry. Right, there we go. That look good to you? Yeah, there's the lagoon over there. Sweet. Right, we're in the right place. Let's check out the next part of the tour. New people every time. I like to think that there's no driver and I just keep appearing magically in all these people's cars, and I'm like, yeah, okay, well, that's a ghost. Jurassic Park's probably pretty haunted. You think about the number of people who've died there. Isla Nublar's got to be at least a little haunted. Then again, I think that about everywhere. Think about how many people have died in like all of human history. And it's actually it's much less. I remember reading this stat. It's much less than you think it would be for some reason. Just because, you know, birth rates and such have gone up so much over time that there's not that many people who've died compared to who've been alive, in a way. I can't remember the actual stat, but what have we got over here? Is that an iguanodon? That looks like an iguanodon. Love this, by the way. This tunnel, look, this solid wall here. We've got the bridge above our heads. We've got a solid wall of fossil over there on the left. Again, very, very cool idea that I absolutely want to steal, but would butcher if I tried to do it, unfortunately. But it definitely makes me want to build my... I always, like, I play these and I'm like, yes, I want to build my own park and I want it to be a little fancier. Little risen area here. You can just about see a little iguanodon. Well, quite a large iguanodon over there in the corner as well. Again, these little wooden walls from Kyodenic, who is a famed zoo architect in this world, okay? Really help things out. This music's very Indiana Jones. Okay, and on to the bridge. Bajunkajunk. So we've got a carnival exhibit on the right of something. And then on the left, as you can see, there's our iguanodon. I love that. There's our iguanodon habitat. And we're going over the bridge that you can see them over there on the left. And there's the bridge that we were just on. So underneath me right now, through my invisible ghostly body, maybe Rudiger, maybe that's what Rudiger is now. Maybe he died on a zoo tour. Now he's just haunting things. Or possessing people and making them visit zoos around the world to fulfill his lifelong goal. You know, that's the thing about ghosts, right? It's always about unfulfilled business on Earth. Sometimes that business is just being a dick and haunting people. Like, I really dislike this person. I'm going to make their life a living hell. But that's meant to be the idea. I don't believe in ghosts, but that's neither here nor there. Maybe Rudiger is a ghost. Maybe I, Rudiger, I'm a ghost, and I'm here to fulfill my goal of seeing every dino park that ever was. Anyways. Alright, buddy, calm down. Something carnivorous going over another bridge. Over an exhibit this time. Rarosaurus is down there, tussling with each other. Very cool. I love this idea of a way to get us going through a carnivore exhibit without any fences. You know, have the bridge go over the top of the exhibit. Like so you can see the dinosaurs, but they're not going to eat your face. Best of both worlds, basically. Right, what have we got next? This is very interesting. Got these kind of curved tunnels. We're going through a sauropod exhibit of some description. Okay, so they've taken the curved wall. Hello! Oh, that looks great. They're taking the curved walls and kind of bent them over to make tunnels. That looks really cool, actually. That's a really good idea. Again, this is what I mean, just loads of little architectural sort of details, like really just moving things around in interesting ways to create new shapes and new things that we couldn't usually do. This looks really good. I really like this. And going past our Ankylosaurus habitat. To show how filthy these windows are. Someone really needs to get on that. Nothing there, son. It's a wall. think all the Yankees are back over there, unfortunately. I think the park could maybe do with even more dinosaurs in some ways, but other than that, yeah, it's a thing of beauty. Let's see what's next up on the docket. Ooh. Okay, we've got a little display area. He loves Shrinkos clearly loves these rocky. I mean, I do as well. These rocky Jurassic World display things because they're all over the place. We've got yet another bridge. I'm not sure what this one is. I did check most of them out. Is this another water one? It is, yeah. This is the smaller one. It ends over there, doesn't it? Yeah. Isn't that cool, though? I love that. It makes me so happy. I actually don't know how to do the monorail trick. I haven't seen any videos on it. But I believe the monorail trick is more limited than this in terms of how you can control things. Not to say it isn't immensely valuable. At the end of the day, it's not modded, which is fantastic for most people I know. Most people are on console and can't do tricks like this with the bridge. So it's really cool that there's an option out there for everyone. And by on console, in world, I mean, God knows what I mean. You know, certain countries have different limitations on how you can build things. You gotta get planning permission, yada, yada, yada. Pretend that makes sense for me, okay? Thanks. Right, looks like we're entering the Spinosaur habitat. I'd be very surprised. I know there's some vertic expectations. You got the skeleton, you got the sign, and you round the corner, and it's like a, you know, a Dryosaurus habitat or a Minmi or something. See there, we've got the big chunky fences to keep them in. Fortunately, I don't think... Oh, they're just over there in the distance. Just over there in the distance. This is, of course, always going to be... Oh, you see the little skull there in the rock as well. Always going to be the problem with the with a tour-based zoo. Is sometimes you're just not going to see the dinosaurs that much. It's not really what I'm here for in a weird way. But I love that as well. I love that there's a big gap as well. You know, you've got the tough fence and you've got this big sort of... Just looking at things, you mind. You've got that big sort of moat, and then you've got a big, tall, rocky habitat. Kind of like you've seen zoos with a lion exhibit or something like that. You'll have a fence, and then you'll have a moat, like a steep drop, and then you'll have the exhibit. Just, you need a little bit of protection just in case. You need a little bit of a, oh, what's the term I'm looking for? Contingency, I guess. Looks like this is our next stop. This might be the last stop. Don't know. I don't see that. Oh, yeah. I see the zip line over there in the distance. This would suggest we're about to hit home base. So I think there's 4 landing areas, I guess it would be. Or is that 3? I can't know. Maths is difficult. Counting the 3 or 4 is just beyond me right now. Yeah, so this is home base. So there you go. That is the full tour. I think you'll agree. It's just, there's a lot, like, just little things, little ways they've done things that I think are absolutely superb. So you start over there, we've got a big initial landing area, go up into the mountain, you see it wraps around there, you get off here, you have a look around, you know, get some food, go on the Amber Mine tour. I think the implication here is that you would get in here and you would go through the mountain on a tour, right? On like a little tour vehicle and see the Amber Mines through there, which is, you know, even if it doesn't work, which is a bit of a shame, it looks really good. And I thought for a second seeing it, oh, is that actually what it was? So, you know, that's clearly very effective. You can then wrap around down here. Of course, we've got our little bit here that goes over the top of that. Is that the Dryosaurus habitat? Or Pachycephalosaurus over there that we saw. Wraps around there. We've got our Giganotosaurus down here. Aquaconchosaurus, I should say. Whoopsie daisy. Wraps around a little further. Got a Triceratops, which I completely missed somehow. We did drive through here, but I didn't see a single Triceratops. Hello, beautiful. I saw the Dryosaurus. All the dinosaurs have come out now that we've left the area, basically. It's fantastically nice of them. Drive around here, drive down this ridge, down here, over the water for the first time. Of course, we got out here, we saw the Mosasaurus. And then we head down here, under the tunnel, wrap around beautifully back over the tunnel. Saw all the iguanodons. Over the little bridge over here, over the Herrerasaurus habitat. A little bit further on, down this curved area where we saw the Ankies. A little bit further on from there, a little display, again, more water. A little bit further on to the Spinosaurus habitat. Get you a good view of that. You can see it over there. I guess you can probably see it from over here as well, yeah. On this tunnel bit here. Again, I love things that wrap around like that. So you see it here, you see it here. Just to make sure that if you missed it the first time, you'd probably get a good look at the Spino at some point. We didn't. I suspect we came through this way, and the Spino was over here, and then we came through this way, and the Spino was over here. But I was probably distracted a little bit on this side as well, looking at the iguanodons. And then that just wraps around. It just feels really nicely planned out. You know, it feels like they went in with like I don't know if that's even the case, but it feels like it was gone into with a big plan for how it's all going to work. Guys, nuzzling away. Okay, so that is Fossil K by Shroom Coaster. It's not a huge park by any stretch, you know. I mean, we've been here for half an hour, but there's parks that you'll tour that'll take an hour and a half, no problem. It's not humongous, but it's intensely detailed and intensely neat every step of the way. And just look at just little things like this. Like, this blows me away because I'm terrible at this kind of thing. But just this sort of pathwork here and the way the decorations fit into it and stuff like that. And it kind of leads on here and this two-tone sort of effect. That is really impressive stuff to me. Like, that's the kind of thing I'm so bad at. And then you got little dirt sections at the sides. You got a little bit here again using the shipping containers at the front just to mix things up and make it look a little bit different. Yeah, I think it's superb work. I really do. So shout out the Shroom Coaster. Definitely go give them some love on the Nexus if you haven't already. And if you want to, you know, have a little look at it yourselves, you know, check it out for some details, check it out for some inspiration. I know I've got tons of ideas from looking at this for sure. Yeah, go do that as well. Thank you so much for joining me. This was Fossil K. We will be back later this week, of course, with another park tour. We're going to tour Horror Park 1.0, which is now officially completely finished. I should have done these the other way around because Horror Park does not look great in comparison to this. But I'm going for a different aesthetic, okay? It's meant to be a little bit different. Leave me alone. So, from me and Rudiger, who's now soaring away on the helicopter. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed the video, please do throw me a like and a comment and a subscribe if you're new to the channel down below. We'll be doing more park tours, as I say. I'm going to try to do them a little bit more regularly. People have been posting some beautiful things over on the Nexus, so definitely some stuff worth highlighting out there. And we'll be doing some more park builds and some more original Jurassic content coming later on this week as well. Until then, thank you so much for joining me. I'll see you lovely folks very soon. From me and Rudiger, bye-bye.